Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today I'm going to be playing Buzz Aldrin Space Program Manager. I'm going to be playing as the Soviet Union again. It is 1958, so we're about 3 years into our program. We are about 3 seasons away from our first budget review, and we've successfully launched Sputnik 1. We failed twice on extended missions for the Sputnik satellite. We're also nearing completion of Sputnik 2. And that's where we stand right now. We have a couple of astronauts who are in advanced training right now. We've also got some flight controllers. We've got, 5 of them? I think we're going to want to hire a few more, actually, because I think what we want is 2 or 3 more. So we can try and see if we can run 2 programs at once. But we're at the max level for that capacity of that particular building, so we're going to go ahead and expand that. That'll only take a season. I think we're pretty good everywhere else. Yeah, we don't want to expand that yet. We've already got enough cost as it is, so we're going to go ahead and take that away, and then we're going to go ahead and go into our satellite program here and work on Sputnik 1. Well, we could do Sputnik 2. Which one gives us more prestige? Because I want to try and get the max budget, if you will, by getting as much prestige as we can. Components reliability is 70%. R&D is bringing it up a further 8% this turn, but it's still only 68%. So we're going to wait one more turn to launch the Sputnik 2, I think. Yeah, so we're not going to launch anything right now. As far as our programs, we've got the space plane, which is also being researched. We've got our astronauts are in advanced training, and yeah, so I think that's good. We're going to go ahead and end the turn, and you can see they're making more progress on Sputnik 2, space plane, and the Vostok booster. Excellent, excellent. Boost of 50 prestige points. Upgrade has started. Upgrade has ended. So we're going to want to go ahead and hire a few more flight controllers. I would say we're going to want to hire 3 more, like I said. We've got to look for guys who've got pretty high ratings in something. And also want to try and see guys who are not too expensive. So this guy's only $44 and he's got multiple 60 ratings. We'll hire him. There was one other individual who's in the 40s and he's got 50s. So we'll hire him. Again, trying to keep money low. At the same time, we don't want to be stuck with bad employees either. So I guess this is probably the next best guy. We'll hire these 3. Okay, so they're not going to be available, unfortunately, for 2 more seasons. We've now got 2 more seasons until the budget. And yeah, so I don't think the U.S. has done anything yet. So it doesn't look like the U.S. has achieved anything quite yet, which is good. We're going to want to go ahead and launch Sputnik 2 now, I would say. So go ahead and here. Whoops, wrong place. I'm always bad about doing that. So we'll go ahead and launch Sputnik 2 and schedule that mission. It's not 80% yet, but it should be. Well, wait. What are we got? What's the reliability here is at 75%, so it should be pretty reliable. So I'm going to take a gamble here. We're going to schedule that mission and assign a booster individual 80, spacecraft systems 75. This guy's only 54 on trajectory. So we really need to get these guys levels up higher, because while the reliability of the boosters and whatnot is okay, these guys have to be really good to save programs and make them more reliable. And when things go bad, they're the key step in making sure that things don't go too bad. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and launch the Sputnik 2 satellite, which was, interestingly enough, it was kind of the U.S. equivalent to the Explorer 1. The U.S. satellite was more sophisticated than the Sputnik 1, in that the U.S. Explorer 1 monitored the radiation belts. It also helped detect them. It also took biometric readings and had a small dog in it called Lakara. It was a type of terrier which was sent up. It was the first living organism sent into space, and it was spent up just a month after the Sputnik 1, so actually we're about a year behind. It was October of 57 that it was sent up, so we're a bit behind history, but that's fine. And you'll see here we'll get a big prestige bonus if it succeeds, pretty substantial hit if it fails. We're at 79% reliability after all our research. The Terrier Lakaya, I think is what it was called, unfortunately died after only a few hours. It overheated in space. The Russians claimed it survived for several hours, but that simply was not the case. But anyway, here we go. We're at the launch preparations, and let's see what happens here. Hopefully it's a success. So we've got a problem already. Chance of success is 63% to fix it, and we can see there our crew did fix the problem, which is good. So the countdown will continue. You can hear the dog barking there to kind of throw a little bit of a historical aspect in. You can see the mission was a success, which is excellent. Prestige points 2,150, another excellent boost for us. We can see Sputnik 2. We also got the the Earth magnetic field, study of living things, small organisms in space. So a whole bunch of badges that we earned. We also got an upgrade on the Sputnik 2 satellite, as well as the R7 Sputnik booster. So successful mission. The U.S. still hasn't done anything, so we're definitely ahead of them in that regard. I don't want to hire anyone quite yet. We need to wait for the new budget. But right now, our max prestige we're at 2,900. The max prestige to get max budget is 8,700. So we're set to get the full 10,000, which would be an increase by more than threefold over our current spending. So that was a nice, successful mission there. With that success, I'm going to go ahead and send some of my individuals into advanced training. We need 3 to remain. So we're going to keep our 80 booster guy out, our 60 payload guy, and our, 70 spacecraft systems. We're going to go ahead and send this individual to training. He's good at propulsion at 67%. Trajectory is pretty poor. Spacecraft systems pretty poor. Crew and payloads mediocre. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and send him into trajectory training. So we'll just make it a single course. And then we've still got these other guys. So we're going to go ahead and send, this guy's a 76 spacecraft system, so we're going to go ahead and send the trajectory and payloads guy as well. Oops, he's already in advanced training, my bad. I guess we'll go ahead and send this guy because he's not great at anything. I'm trying to make our guys as balanced as possible so it's easy to assign them to different projects. And what we're also going to do is, since we never did go ahead and do it, we're going to go ahead and do Sputnik 1. We're going to start the Sputnik 1 program, the extended Sputnik 1 program mission, which we never did before. So we'll go ahead and schedule that mission. Oh, never mind, we don't have enough money. So scratch that. We're not going to schedule that mission. We don't have enough money to do anything this turn because we are at negative 700 budget right now. So I guess we don't really have much choice but to actually... Since the Sputnik 2 is a success, we can go ahead and close that program down because there is no extended mission for that, so that'll save us a bit of money. I don't think we've got enough money to open up the Vostok program. Yeah, we need 2,000, so not enough money to do that. We'll just have to go ahead and end the season without doing anything. You can see we're still making progress on the space plane and also the Vostok booster. You can see our astronauts have gone through advanced training as well as our flight controllers, and we gained a whole bunch of new money. We got the maximum amount, which is 10,000. The target prestige is 9,300, in which case we could more than double our budget again to get it over 20,000. But 6,000 budget is pretty healthy to play with, so we can go ahead and... We've already got the Vostok booster being researched. Now we need to go ahead and research the Vostok capsule. So we'll go ahead and do that. Program category available. Program successfully opened. And we've got some scientists who are freed up from our previous program to go ahead and get them assigned to it. All right, so we've got them assigned to it. I think we need some more scientists too. We're going to go ahead. I guess we could use the Sputnik booster. I didn't realize we could do that, but we've got the Vostok booster being worked on, so we might as well use that. And yeah, so we're starting to research that. We don't really need to research the Vostok booster any further, and we've currently got some scientists. Some of them are still going through training, are they not? No, they're not. Okay, so I think we're going to try and hire a few more if we can. Let's see here. What's the cheapest? He's pretty good. 50s and only costing 30. This guy's in 25, and he's at 56 at human rated rockets. That's excellent. Very affordable. And 41. So I'm gonna kind of get as many scientists going as I can. So it looks like we can only hire 3 more. So those will be available before too long. We'll throw them into maybe some more probe programs or something like that. We're also going to go ahead and schedule the Sputnik 1 extended mission to at least get us a little bit of prestige, get our mission control. Oops. Yeah, actually, that's the one we want. Our mission control working. So you can see there, we've got him assigned. So you can see we've got 82, 76, and 52. So we'll go ahead and confirm those assignments, deduct the money, and then we're also going to go here. We're going to go back to mission control. We see that we've got individuals who are currently assigned to these programs, and then we've got other individuals who are doing nothing. So we'll go ahead and train this guy. He's currently pretty good at cruise and payloads and mission operations, or at least 50%. We need a better guy at trajectories. I don't really want to waste time getting him on propulsion and spacecraft systems, but trajectory we definitely need a little bit more training on for some of our guys. Well, this guy can get advanced training on, let's get him to be a real expert at cruise and payloads. So he's going to be kind of our go-to guy for that. And this guy will be our, well, I'm not sure. Maybe spacecraft systems. He's going to be pretty well-rounded, I guess, so we'll do that. So those guys are all training. Our astronauts are also out of training, so we're going to train them for 3 more turns. Leadership is important, so is piloting, so we're going to go ahead and get these guys training on leadership, because I believe that's very important for the space plane. Relies a lot on leadership, so we're going to get them all working on that for the next 3 turns or so. And we'll be good to go. We'll go ahead and do this. We should have a launch coming up for the Sputnik 1 extended mission. Only gives us 500 prestige. We lose quite a bit if we fail. But it's good to get the training, the experience, and get some of those reliability factors up as well. Especially because the Russians use so many of the same components between their boosters. The higher your reliability is on the early boosters, the better the impact on your later boosters. Excellent. So it is an extended mission, so it's only the first of 3 parts, but it's good to see that we had a flawless mission. I think that's our first flawless mission where no surprises came up, so that's good to see. Meanwhile, the United States has launched the Explorer 1 program behind us, so we did get it done first with the radio signals, the Earth orbiting satellite. They also got study of the magnetic field, which I believe we did as well. We're already ahead in the BIOS factors, so we still are ahead of them, but the U.S. has gotten their first launch up into space. The space plane should be ready in a few turns. We really don't have anything else cooking this turn, so we're just going to go ahead and skip ahead to the next one. As we continue to research the space plane, its research values are slowing, unfortunately. The Vostok program is also gaining ground. Let's go ahead and resume the flight. This one should be pretty quick. It just does one phase of basically doing experiments while in orbit. So there we go. That was another success, another 125 prestige. And then I think the next turn's the last turn that we're going to go ahead and do that. So that continues to be successful. Now the U.S. has jumped ahead in the manned space program with their first X-15 flight, which we have not yet done. We've got more scientists graduating, so that's good. So we're going to go ahead and get them assigned. I want to open up the Luna rocket program. Actually, we need to open up the Luna probe so we can do a lunar flyby. Really, the maximum number of programs has been reached? So since the max programs has been reached, we need to go ahead and upgrade our headquarters. That'll take 2 seasons. I think we can probably close down a program, though. Apparently not. We'll be able to close down the... Actually, we don't need the Sputnik booster anymore. It can't really do anything that the Vostok booster can't do. So we're going to go ahead and close down the Sputnik booster. And I wonder if that'll let us open up the Luna probe program. Nope. Apparently those are different types of programs. Lame. So we have scientists who aren't doing anything, but we'll remedy that next turn as the space plane continues to slowly progress. And we'll just skip to the outcome. Successful, 250 more prestige. Sputnik 1 is done. So the U.S. didn't do anything this turn. Excellent. We can go ahead and close down the Sputnik 1 program now that that's done, and we've done all the missions for that. And then we can go ahead and open up the Luna program, which was a lunar probe which the Russians sent past the moon for a lunar flyby. So we'll do that. We'll R&D the mission components. So we've got a few guys here. I think we want to get a few more scientists going, really. None of our rockets are capable of lifting this payload either, which means we need to get the Luna rocket going as well. But I think we need to go ahead and expand our scientist center. We'll go ahead and upgrade that. And are astronauts still training? Still in advanced training? Nope, they're available. What about our flight controllers? They're all available as well. I think. Looks like they are. So we'll go ahead and... I don't know if we've got enough flight controllers to do a spaceplane program or launch, but we'll see. Projected reliability for the spaceplane should be over 80%, so we should be good to go ahead and launch our first test flight of it. Yes. Booster, you're at 80%, you're at 73, 83, and 57. So our flight director is not very good, but our spaceplane systems, our booster, and our trajectory guys all are. I wonder if... maybe we should pick our flight director first. I have a feeling they're probably the most important. So 63 for that. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's good to have the booster at 67 but have a better flight director. I'm not sure. But I guess we'll find out. So go ahead and confirm those assignments. And then we got the cosmonaut. Our best leadership cosmonaut is going to be Maxim Astakov. He's also going to have 72 in piloting. So I would hope that should be good. The fitness score worries me a little bit, but I guess we'll see. So we're going to go ahead and launch our first spaceplane flight at the end of this season. So we're going to go ahead and jump ahead in the current season. And our spaceplane is above 80% reliability now, so hopefully it's reliable enough. You know, the whole... Unfortunately, the Virgin Atlantic spaceplane failed today, actually, although by the time you're watching this, it'll probably be a few days ago, and one of the pilots perished. That's something that I think is kind of lost on today's society, is how dangerous those high-speed space planes really are, and how there were a lot of lives that were lost. I should probably do something on an episode, kind of talk about, you know, the various pilots that were lost, both on the Russian and the American side. A lot of very brave test pilots were lost in those early days of space exploration. And, you know, you're going to have the same sorts of things with private space programs going through a lot of problems like that. People really underestimate how dangerous space travel is and near space travel is, and it's just... we take it for granted because the success rates, especially in the West, have been pretty high. But you know, you look at the space plane failure, and then there was that rocket that was carrying the unmanned rocket that exploded just after lifting off the launch pad in Virginia the other day. It's just space travel is not easy, and we've had a pretty good go of it so far, but it's probably the most difficult human endeavor ever to be attempted. And it's when things go wrong, they go spectacularly wrong. So you can see here we're in the takeoff phase. I don't know if you can hear me over that because the audio is kind of loud, but that looks like a Tu-95, 97 Bear bomber, which was in service back then and is still in service with the Russians today. Just like the B-52 is still in service with the United States today. It launched the X-15 plane program for the Americans. Okay, so it didn't look like a rocket fired or anything. It looked like it was literally just a glide test to the ground, but it was a successful flight, so that's good to see. 250 prestige earned, so we can start moving along in that test flight program. You can see the Americans have not done anything else, so we've caught up with them on that element as we continue researching. I think we're going to go ahead and launch another one of those test flights then. Again, these spaceplane flights give us experience that we need to work on things like our space capsules. I don't know much about the Russian space planes, though. I wonder if spaceplane design launched atop a rocket and capable of reaching Earth orbit. It features deployable aerodynamic surfaces that are moved horizontal. Is this something? That's interesting. The PKA spaceplane was a one-man, 9-meter-long gliding spacecraft with a weight of 4,500 kilograms designed for launch into low Earth orbit aboard a R-7 Vostok-based rocket built largely of steel. It was protected at the heat of re-entry by a ventral heat shield that had a 100-millimeter standoff from the main body. Additionally, the main body of the craft was cooled by closed circuit, blah, blah, blah. Interesting. I think this is actually something proposed in 1957. The PKA spaceplane was a response to the American Dinosaur Project and was intended to operate in a 300-kilometer low Earth orbit for missions lasting up to 27 hours. The PKA spaceplane was never built, and work on the project stopped in April 1961. Okay, so this is a hypothetical program, similar to the space shuttle, it would seem. And I've started the program, I guess. So I guess we'd have to put a rocket. Do we want to put our first human into space aboard a Vostok rocket? This is interesting. I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of want to do just normal rockets, right? Not like a space plane. I guess we can try it. It's kind of cool. What's below 80%? Is the Vostok rocket below 80%? Well, it's going to be over 80 after the... I guess. Why not, right? And it also takes a lot fewer individuals here to put together this particular program, interestingly enough. A lot fewer ground control, that is. Why do we only have 2 guys that can go? What happened to our other astronaut? We have 3. Oh, he's in rest season. So apparently you can't do back-to-back launches with the same cosmonaut. Interesting, because that was one thing that the early access program really allowed, was basically using the same astronaut over and over again. So it's nice to see that that has been modified. So we'll go ahead and... vehicle assembly, assemble mission, confirm, and then we're going to have to put a cosmonaut in here, so I guess we'll go ahead and go with this guy, highest leadership level. 4,000, so not cheap at all. So we're going to go ahead and launch this rocket. Spaceplane reliability up to 87%, Vostok up to 79.9. The Vostok capsule might have been the route to go, but it's a little bit late for that. So we'll gain 3,200 prestige if we succeed. We'll lose 1,200 if we fail. 83% reliability. We're going to monitor it from mission control. You can see here it's a suborbital flight, so it's more similar to the way ballistic missile would work. It goes up into space and then comes right back down. It doesn't make a full orbit. So we'll go ahead and see what happens here. There's the Vostok rocket with that space plane atop it. Looks kind of funny and interesting. So no audio, interestingly enough, just kind of waiting here as this launches. Uh-oh, problem during launch, 60% chance of success. No! Oh, crap. Catastrophic mission. 1,200 prestige deducted, and probably a dead astronaut. The U.S. launched the Explorer 1, opened up the biosatellite, and Tomislav Rugov has died. We're going to need more astronauts. Again, space travel is not a cushy gig. But at least it's just a virtual guy, not an actual human. Like the Virgin Atlantic guys who died. Or one of them, I guess. The other guy parachuted to safety. Okay, so we've built this center. We can go ahead and hire some more scientists, which we need badly. 50s. Just looking for guys who are... Really, I'm not even looking at price, to be honest. I'm just trying to see who's the best. Do I really want to keep hiring people? It's going to cost 200 more. Well, there we are. Max number of employees. All right, so we're training these guys. I guess what we'll also do is we'll open up the Korabl 2 Sputnik program. That goes up aboard a Vostok rocket as well. But we're not going to launch anything this turn. We need to regain some of that reliability. We're into 1960. Still haven't put a human into space. The Vostok program took a bit of a hit there. The space capsule is actually still over 80% reliable, so that's a good thing. The Luna 2 program is going well. I think we need to open up the Luna rocket program, actually. And but we're going to have to wait for those scientists to go through their training. So, have to wait another turn or so. The U.S. has reached a hypersonic at the edge of space experimental flight. I don't know if they've opened up Mercury yet. I don't remember seeing that. Where are we at right now? 9 more seasons. We're currently at 2,600 prestige, so not anywhere near where we want to be. But we've got a little bit more time. We're going to go ahead and wait one more turn. The space plane's getting pretty darn reliable, so that's nice to see. Then again, so is the Vostok capsule. I feel like I'm kind of wasting my resources researching both. Let's go ahead and launch something. We're going to do an Earth orbiting satellite. We're going to do I think the Korabl 2, what is it, up to 78%? So we're going to go ahead and schedule this mission. I don't have enough flight controllers. I need at least 9. God damn it. This guy's okay. This guy's okay. This guy's pretty good. Alright, so we'll have 10 flight controllers, or more than 9 anyway. So not enough to do that. I guess we could try the space plane again. Can we do we can't do an unmanned suborbital test flight. Do we want to try that again? I think we're going to have to make a few tough decisions here in this next turn. We're going to go one more turn, and then we're going to end the video, and then we'll see where we're at. So the space plane's up to 90% reliable. The Vostok's over 80%. So those other guys are training. The U.S. has done they've opened the Pioneer 4 lunar flyby. So we're going to try one mission here before we go. We're going to do another space plane flight. We're going to do a suborbital test flight. We're going to go ahead and schedule it. Assemble it now. Get our best guys. 65% flight director, 86% space plane system, 74% booster, 77 trajectory. That's a pretty good crew, I would say. Our cosmonaut is going to be the best one we've got, 77 leadership, so he's pretty good. This is going to be a risky flight, but it's going to be the best chance we've got. We're also going to go in quick here and, not our flight controllers, we're going to go in here and we're going to quickly send our other astronauts into some advanced training to get them up to snuff. We don't want to be just wasting time with these guys. Since we have hired them, we might as well make sure that they're the best that we can make them. And again, I'm going to focus on piloting. Oh, nope, you have like no leadership. You need to focus on that. Focus on piloting for the most part now. We're going to go ahead and... Well, we've got some engineers apparently doing nothing. So I guess I missed that, but we'll see that next turn. So the Vostok's up to 82% reliability. And the Luna's almost done, but we need a Luna rocket. So we'll go ahead and here, we'll try another launch, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully we succeed, at least from a prestige standpoint. If we fail here, then once we succeed, we're just getting back the prestige we lost. So here we go, launch preparations. It'd be nice if there was like a mid-launch failure that didn't result in everyone dying. But problem on the launch pad during launch preparations, we were able to remedy the problem successfully, so that's good. Hopefully it doesn't foreshadow any further failures. I always find myself like biting my fingernails during these launches. The way the game is really structured, it can really make you pretty nervous. Just the way you kind of have to wait and see those little periods kind of show up there, whether you're going to succeed or not. It's really nerve-wracking. When I was starting the spaceplane program, I just kind of assumed it was like the US X-15 program, not like a space shuttle. Even though it's only one man, so it's obviously not a space shuttle, but it's, you know, similar. Here we come landing. Uh-oh. 74% chance. Yes. All right. All right. Into space. Man in space. All right. 3,200 prestige earned. Put him into space. Brought him back safely. Suborbital flight. So the next step is an orbital flight. Man in space. All right. Successful mission. Ooh, all right. So we got a man in space, the first man into space, a cosmonaut into space. If we can see here, the U.S. achieved this over a year after us with the orbiting satellite. You can see here as we scroll down. Keep in mind we are playing at easiest difficulty. Doesn't look like first man in space. The U.S. has not achieved that yet. And that's really all the major achievements so far. But good to see that big jump in terms of prestige here to get us over 5,800. We've got 6 more turns, so we've got some more work to do. We need to get up about 3,000 more prestige to get to our max budget, which is definitely where I want to be at. We've got some more scientists who are ready to get on the job here, but we're going to go ahead and save the game. And yeah, so successful flight. I'm excited about that. And yeah, So I'm going to try and do a little bit more historical discussion. I know I mentioned it in the last video. I like to bring up historical facts and tidbits. Need to research the Soviet space program a bit more. I don't know it as well as I know the American space program. Tried to throw a little bit in there with the Sputnik stuff at the beginning, but yeah, so we'll see where we go from there. But I appreciate you tuning in. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.